Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we're going to go over the bigger folders that are in my box. And the bigger folders are the ones that are above 3.5 inches. And I think they go up to about 4 inches this year so far. And I just want to also point out something else about these. That my 80-20.5s, I know I'm always talking about them. But this really all is what you need to do if you really want to have a super smooth operating 80-20.5. Just get the skiff bearings. I mean, they work perfectly fine without the skiff bearings, but with the skiff bearings, they do feel better after, especially after you mess with it and play with it for a while and stuff. It feels like they just get better and better. So I would recommend getting the skiff bearings. And if you do that, then you only have to pay for the cost of the knife and like an additional $14 or whatever the skiff bearings are. I paid $14 for mine. I think it was $13 or $14. And the second best way to go if you want to sort of do things on a budget, if you don't want to spend too much money, I would recommend the RGT scales. These are the thickest scales out of all of them. These are like 11.5 millimeters thick. I'm talking about the handle thickness. And I absolutely love this one. This would be the second one I'd recommend. And these come with the scales and the back spacer. This one right here is the linen micarta. I would highly recommend those too. It has skiff bearings in it. So if you do that, it's like 60, I think they were like, excuse me, I think they were like 60 something dollars. I want to say $65 or something like that. Plus the bearings, it'd be like another $14. So there you go there. So that's what, 8 by 80 bucks. And you could have this total setup right here. Additional costs on top of with the knife cost. So it's $80 plus $150 or $160, whatever you pay for your 80-20. And unless you get one on a deal from eBay or something like that for $100 or something like that, then it even makes it even a better deal. Especially if you're changing everything, then you might as well get a used knife, right? That's what I sort of think. This knife is the expensive route to go. This is all titanium. Titanium pocket clip from Lynch Northwest, and the scales are the smooth stone washed titanium scales from Original Goat, and that's their back spacer. Original Goat titanium back spacer. This is an expensive way to go. This makes your knife cost over $300 if you go this route. But I must admit, it has skiff bearings in it also. I must admit, I love it. I love it. This is my favorite one. I love it. And I wouldn't mind having another one with and doing a different back spacer that works with this. Different titanium shaped back spacer that works with the other blade type. The shark's foot blade. I know my last video I kept calling it sheep's foot, but shark's foot. I meant to say shark's foot. All right. Well, anyway, let's put the box aside. I just want to show you what's in my box this year. And let's pull out the big boys. Because the big boys are what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the big boys. Alright. Oh, one other thing. I decided to go ahead and polish out my new conspirator. My conspirator blade. This knife I absolutely love. This has become my favorite knives to fidget with. I know. But y'all know I like push buttons. Y'all know I like these push buttons. But I would just polish it out because I just like the way it looks when I'm playing with it. When it's polished. Okay, that's kind of stupid. I know. I know. And yes, it's razor sharp. Man, get a piece of paper. It's sharp. Yes, I redid the edge. Absolutely love this knife. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm telling you guys, the Conspirator, and y'all know I like the Cogent. Y'all know I love this one, the Cogent. That was my first favorite button lock this is my favorite button lock probably from last year. I had to get another one for this year because I didn't know they were going to make these. But they're coming out. They have another one. I have another one on order that has a sheep's foot blade. And that one will be here soon too. But I absolutely love this one. Absolutely love it. I like the way it polished out. Looks really nice. Absolutely love it. I took it apart. Y'all know how I do. I took it completely apart, and then the blade totally separate from it. Being on the handle or anything. And I put it back together, and I put lube in the pin, and the button, should I say, the plunge button, in the lube in the spring part of it. Makes the spring last longer. Encase it in lube. These have nice bearings too. They're encased in bronze phosphor cages. The ceramic ball bearings. I lube those also. This butter. This one's like butter. Oh man, it's becoming one of my favorites. Like with the button locks, I don't think of them as like a heavy duty folder. These I think of as like being fun and also heavy duty because I trust that shark lock. The button lock is more like a liner lock sort of to me because it doesn't, even though these, do cover a lot of the blade tang, like half of the blade tang. These and the Kaisers, I think, are pretty good button locks. The ones I've seen so far. Because I've seen other companies, even American companies, and also Hogue makes a really good button lock. Hogue makes a nice, strong-looking button lock. But everybody else seems that the button lock doesn't really cover enough of it. At least the ones I've seen so far. Oh, and Brian Ty and Friends, they make a good button lock too. That's the other one that I've experienced. That was a really good button lock. But these, oh man, I love these. I love these. They're awesome. Awesome knives. The action on them is perfect once you get used to how it works. I love them. Highly recommend them. The Cogent. The Cogent. Okay, anyway, I'm all sidetracked here. I always get sidetracked. Let me move this out the way. So I'll stop talking about stuff that's in that box. Okay. Let's get busy. As if you notice, I thought about this after, I thought about the knives I'm going to talk about today. Because Sword got an unfair advantage here, not because of cold steels, not because of Demko knives, but because these four are all Andrew Demko designs. I don't know. I guess I just like Andrew Demko designs because I've always been carrying them for a long time. But anyway, And I like these because they're sort of like the Andrew Demko's. Especially this one. This one really has a handle that feels like it could have been made like Andrew Demko. And the original Benchmade Adonis, I have that one too, and I do not like the handle on it. It's just like it's too big and blocky. I mean, it feels blocky. This one is like sort of like the same shape of that handle, but it's been all contoured and rounded off. The G10 on the handle, and it feels good now, and it's lighter weight now. It's like, I don't know, about 6.5 ounces or something like that. And it's lighter weight, and I like the thickness of the blade, and the blade still is crew wear. And you know, even though I've seen videos on this one where the lock fails on it, my lock, I haven't had that issue, and so I still need to contact Benchmade. I know I keep saying that I'm going to contact Benchmade. I always get sidetracked and have to do other things in life. But I need to contact Benchmade about these because I think mine are good. And this feels like a nice solid knife. It just feels just as solid as the old one. And we all know the original one is a tank. That's what gave it this reputation, you know, for the Adonis knives. And I just hope that whatever the issue is, I think it's because of the way the grinding is on the blade tang, where the crossbar comes in contact with the blade tang and has to connect and go into a locked position. I don't know if they got the right angle on some of them or something like that. But this one's from this year. It's not from last year, so I don't know if it's off the original ones and they fixed the issue. Because this one feels solid. It feels really solid. It feels like a really good knife. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love mine. I love both of mine, the mini and this one. They both rock, if you ask me. And what makes this one so cool to me is that's an axis lock without ball bearings. That's right. No ball bearings in this one. It's just got bronze phosphor bushings inside of it. That's it. So this would be a good knife for the field. You know, the only thing that you have to that you might have an issue with in the field might be the Omega Springs if they get dirty or sandy or something like that. But I don't know. I think it'd be okay. I think this is meant to be a heavy duty soldier's knife, or for heavy duty use anyway. And I absolutely love it. I love the new Adonis. I don't care for the original one, but I like this one. And I just hope that they get the issue worked out. I hope mine has the issue already worked out. But I absolutely love this knife. Absolutely love it. I love the way it looks. I like the size of it. I like the way it feels in my hand. It's got a nice full grip, like I'm gonna say it, like an Andrew Demko knife. It feels like I'm holding an Andrew Demko knife in my hand. But this one has a nice solid feel to it. Absolutely love it. I think it'd be a great knife for a soldier. Or, you know, military, law enforcement, rescue, what have you, Coast Guard, whoever. I think it'd be great. You know, survival knife, you know, then, you know, when I think about survival knives, I don't think about folding knives. I think about fixed blades. So I don't like to recommend these things for like survival knives because they're not survival knives. You know, they're not meant to be batoning with and all that kind of stuff. They're meant to be able to do it if they have to do it, but it's not like it's supposed to be their everyday job. Feel me? But, you know, and I always see people doing stuff like that with these things. I was like, whoa, you know, it's a folder. Come on now. It's not. You can't compare a folder to a full tang fixed blade knife. You know, even you know, for batoning and stuff, I wouldn't use something that's not full tang. I want to see a nice full exposed tang if I'm going to be batoning with something. I don't want a partial, what you call it, a partial flat tang or whatever you call it, where the tang's been narrowed down from the blade, but it's still, you know, all one piece of steel, but you don't see it because it's hidden. I don't want that either. You know, maybe like the cold steel, the way that they do, where they overmold the tang. That would be strong. But you know, I still want to know that the tang's there. I want to see some illustration or something to give me the mental confidence that the tang is strong. But other than that, I like to see the tang. If I'm going to use something for a super heavy duty use, I want it to be a full tang knife. I don't think of knives that have like hidden tangs, like daggers, and I don't know, even like a lot of hunting knives and skinning knives. I don't think of those as like heavy duty camp knives. They're for hunting and skinning and or combat, fighting, combat combat knives or whatever. They're meant to be lightweight and made a certain way so you can be fast in hand. Whereas like a camp knife to me is supposed to be heavy duty and stuff. This is supposed to be like close as you can get to like going into a fixed blade, but I still wouldn't think of it like that. That's not the way I think of folders. A folder is a folder. A fixed blade is a fixed blade. My whole goal, though, is to have something that's safe. And that's what I care about, is a safety factor. And that's the reason why I haven't been carrying my Adonis either. I carried it a few times until I saw that video. After I saw that video, I stopped carrying it. I even took it out of my box for a little bit. I put it back in my box because I really like the knives. I just need to find out from Benchmade what's going on with them. This is CRKT Kit Carson design that's been remodeled, M16 design that's been remodeled and upgraded with the deadbolt, with the Flavio Kuman deadbolt and the Ken Onion assist. This knife rocks. I like this one and the 03 DB. This is the 04 DB. M16 04 DB. Absolutely love it. Absolutely. It's just this is a real big, heavy duty, tactical knife. It's got nice thick blade stock. It's super strong. It's got the deadbolt. The next strongest blade lock that I've experienced to a triad lock. This is number 2, as far as I know. It might even be number 1 in some cases. Some cases it might be number 1. I don't know. It'd been cool if Cold Steel would have kept going with the testing that they used to do, so we could see what the new knives are like. We know what the old ones are like, but we don't know what the new ones are like because we haven't seen anybody doing that kind of testing. Because most of us can't afford to do it. Because like myself, I'm not sponsored by anybody or anything. These are all my personal knives. I'm just a knife nut. I'm the real deal. Nobody's paying me to do what I do. But this is one of my favorites for this year. This is my favorite deadbolt. This is my number 1 favorite deadbolt for this year. The 04 DB. And after that would be the 03 DB. I like that one too. I sort of want to try the other one that's it's like a Japanese style deadbolt. It's a brand new one for this year. I might try that one too. I forget the name of it, and I don't want to mess up the name of it trying to remember it. But if y'all know what I'm talking about, that might be next on my list from CRKT, Columbia River Knife and Tool. This one's got the 6061 aluminum scales, a 4-inch D2 blade. It's got the deadbolt, the Flavio Kuman deadbolt. It's also got Flavio Kuman's IKBS ball bearing system, and it's got the Ken Onion. You can see right there the spring assist, and that's a super heavy duty spring that's in there too. That's not something that's going to be flimsy and break on you. Nice thick stainless steel liners, barrel spacers. Fit to fight, sir. Awesome. Awesome knife. Hollow ground Tonta blade with a chisel ground tip. All right, next up on the list. Let me see. Well, let's go up this way. These are some of the most fun ones in the bunch. The 8020S models I got this year. My two 8020Ss. Absolutely love them. But what's funny is I spent more on my titanium 8020 than I spent on either one of my 8020Ss. This one I got for $200, $205 on eBay. Awesome. But I noticed one thing a bit negative about these though is that I can't find custom parts for them. Because I've been wanting to put like G10 handle scales on this one. And just, you know, modify it a little bit. I really like it just the way it is, but I would like to put some G10 handle scales and some different bearings in it. It's got the stock bearings in it. The stock bearings in these sort of look like the 8020.5 bearings. But anyway, absolutely love it. I think it's a 3.7 inch blade. Something like that. The handle's fairly big. That's one thing I really like about this one. I really like the way it feels in my hand. It's got the Andrew Demko handle. And Andrew Demko knows how to make a handle. It's made out of Grivex. That's why I'm going to go to G10. But you know what? The Grivex really feels good though, so I'm not really even worried about it. I don't even really, you know, I'm not sweating it. Because I like it the way it is. Same thing goes for this one. This one has the Grivex. This is a shark's foot blade. Not sheep's foot, but shark's foot. I noticed in my last video I kept saying sheep's foot. Meant to be saying shark's foot. Absolutely love these. These are some awesome knives. I like them because the S model has the same thickness of blade as a 20.5S. It's like a 3.2 millimeter, I want to say. And that's what makes it slim as compared to the standard 8020 is the thickness. Absolutely love these knives. And these knives carry really nice too because they only weigh 5 ounces. They're a little bit lighter than the G10 model. The G10 model I think weighs like 5.6 ounces. And I think the 8020 is like in the 6 ounce range. And then depending on the handle material, you know how much heavier it gets. But the lightest one out of the full size ones is the 8020S with the Grivery handle scales. They weigh 5 ounces. 5 ounces or 5.1 right there. You know, right in that area. Alright, the next one that we're going to go into. Oh, these knives both have the Austrian K110 D2 not stainless, carbon steel, semi-stainless steel from Austria. The Austrian K110 D2. I want to say stainless steel all the time. It's like I would call it semi-stainless though. D2 is like semi-stainless. It's not like regular carbon steel that, you know, like corrodes really easy. You know, it's like a semi-stainless carbon steel. I'm finding that 3V is sort of like that too. 3V is I would sort of call it semi-stainless. Seems like it doesn't corrode very easily. Anyway, next one. Boom. The Ultimate Hunter. I absolutely love this one. And this is the new one for this year. As you can see, it's got the new markings on it. It's got the GSM markings. And this is a fun knife. I really like it. It's a great knife. Beautiful. And it's really lightweight, and it's a great cutter. It's great for doing food prep type stuff and all that kind of stuff. It's a great knife. Highly recommend it. G10 handle scales, 3.5 millimeter thick blade. I think the blade is a little bit over 3.5 inches. I'm not exactly sure on the blade length, but I want to say it's a little bit over 3.5 inches. It's not super long, like maybe 3.6 or 7 or something like that. Nice long handle though, just like a full length handle. So you get a nice full grip, nice secure grip, and the grip is nice and contoured. This knife is really good for a knife that, you know, when you're going to do a lot of cutting tasks. It feels comfortable. Especially if you were to take the pocket clip off. Oh man, this knife, this handle would feel awesome. This knife would be awesome for that. Alright, next one up on the list, not last but not least, is one of my all-time favorites of all time. Yes. And I would have to say that on this table, my Recon 1 still is my favorite. I love these Recon 1s. I absolutely love them. Absolutely love these. I've been loving them ever since they came out. Love Recon 1s. Highly recommend them. Awesome knives. Beautiful knives. And I don't understand why I keep hearing people like, you know, like on Blade HQ. I'm not gonna mention any names or put any people out, but they said they can't open a knife with a triad lock. They said that it scares them how they open up. I don't get that. Do y'all get that? Any, you know, all my cold steel triad people out there. Do you understand all that? Do you understand that kind of mess? You see him on the TV, and he's supposed to be a knife man. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be knowing all about knives. And he's on Blade HQ talking about knives all the time, but he can't operate a triad lock. What's up with that? Do y'all think operating a triad lock is hard? I don't. I think it's one of the easier locks. Sure, you can't like swing it open super fast, and you know. Well, yeah, actually you can. You can. You can put a little wrist into it and get it, make it operate a little bit faster if you want to, if you want to. But you don't need to do all that. And it doesn't matter how you open this thing up. If you know how to open it up, it's safe. See any cuts in my hand? It's safe. Don't be afraid to try it. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt you if you know how to do it. It's not going to hurt you if you know how to do it. All you got to do is put your finger up by the blade tang. And the way Andrew Demko makes these, he always makes them with a long blade tang. And so you let the knife hit your blade tang. But don't put your hand back here going, oh my God, I'm scared. And because then it will bite you. It'll come back and bam. It's got you then. Don't do that. Don't be afraid of it. 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 That's all you got to do. And when you first get one, don't just jump on it and do what I just did. First, test it out first and make sure that's okay to do like that. Look before you leap. Always test out your tools before you use them. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you go to range and you practice with your firearms, so you know how you use them if need be. Everything just comes second nature. You don't have to think about what you're doing. That's what you do with all your tools. Okay, I said enough. But anyway, y'all know about the Recon 1. Y'all know about the Recon 1. I absolutely love this one. And this is a brand new one for this year. It's got the GSM markings on it. Y'all know I got a bunch of these. I've been carrying the Recons for years. These and the Tau Wars. These are my two favorite knives from Cold Steel. These, the Tau Wars, and the Holdouts. Well, you know, I got a bunch of them actually, huh? But the holdouts, the Towel Wars, and the Recon 1s, I've been carrying them for a long time. Beautiful knives. And this new GSM model, get it. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not a real Cold Steel Recon 1. This is the real Cold Steel Recon 1. I think they're making them just in the same factory, just like they used to. They just put a different label on it. This one feels just like my old ones. And I've had them ever since they've been first making them in Triad locks. I got all the Triad lock models of this knife. It's one of my favorites of all time. This and the Towel War. I love carrying these knives. Awesome knives. Lightweight. I actually like the new ones the best because, not because of the blade steel, but I'm going to tell you why, because of the handle material. The handle material, the G10 on these has the right smoothness to it where it doesn't tear up your pockets. The original ones, like I've had lots of pockets torn up by these knives. These and the Voyagers. The Voyagers I like too, the ton of Voyagers. That's the other knife I really like from Cold Steel that I've always carried, is the Voyagers. And I always like the Tontos. Y'all know I like Tontos. And this is one of the best folding Tontos I think that's made. It's the Recon 1. It's the one I would have the most faith in. It's fast. It's got the Triad lock. It's smooth. It's a really good knife. Really good knife. And they come in different steels. If you go back to get the older versions, you can get them from Oz 8 to with CTS XHP to S35VN, and then these new ones, the new S35VN ones. So they made them all sorts of different ways. But anyway, those are my knives. Those are my big knives I've been trying out for this year. And I must say though, I really like this one. This one's had a lot of pocket time. I think this one and these two are the ones that have had the most pocket time. I haven't really carried these up that much because, I don't know. I always end up carrying the smaller versions. The 80-20s, the 80-20.5s. I always end up carrying those instead of these. And these just sit in the drawer a lot. But when I want to carry bigger knives, I always end up carrying something like this. Because, you know me, when I want a bigger knife, I'm gonna whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And my other favorite big knife to carry is this one. These are my two favorite big knives to carry. This one's lighter. And it's probably just as strong, or if not stronger than this one. I think this one might be stronger because of the materials that are in it. I think it actually might outdo the Recon 1 and like the weight hang or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. But I know that the Recon 1 is not as strong as like a SR1. I know that much. The SR1 is probably the second strongest knife that Cold Steel has made. And so, but I expect this to be just as strong as like a Clever Girl, maybe stronger than a Clever Girl. I don't know. Because this one's got aluminum instead of G10 for handle scales. So I don't know. So I sort of expect this one to be like stronger than this one. But for the size and weight, I think it's hard to beat this one. And one thing about this one though, if you play with it, the blade will come loose. Even if you red Loctite them, the blade will eventually come loose again. The red Loctite, at least my red Loctite, it won't hold it forever. So I tend not to want to fidget with them. I just take them out every once in a while and just mess with them a couple times, and stuff like that. And when I carry it, I just carry it. I don't pull it out and pull it out to play with it or anything like that. I just carry it, and so it doesn't get open as much. So then this blade is like super solid right now. And so is my 03 DB, because I've retuned that one too, and that one's super solid right now too. This one. This one's super solid right now too. Last video I showed you, it was loose. I've tuned it since then, and it's been re-Loctited. So it's super solid right now. I love this little knife too. It's like a little tactical stiletto to me. That's the way I think of it. I like it. I like it. I like both of these. I think these are my two favorite CRKT knives. Is the 03DB and the 04DB. And after that, you know, it's like the Clever Girls and the Seismics and all those. It's all the deadbolts. I like deadbolts. Those are the knives I like from CRKT, is their deadbolts. And I think I pretty much have all of the deadbolts that they've made. Yeah, except for the two, I don't have the small version of this one. And I don't think I'm gonna get it. But I think I'd rather get I want to get that one that has like the Japanese style. The Japanese style deadbolt. That's what I would get. And one, like I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing good today. Today's Sunday. And it's Earth Day. Earth Day. So do something good for the Earth today. Go fishing or something. I don't know. You know, get out and enjoy the outdoors. Do something for Earth Day. Peace out. Stiletto. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. Peace.